Buying potable water for domestic use is now a thing of the past in the Central River Region settlement of Ndowen, following the commissioning of a multi-million-dollar water project by Mas Aksigai, Minister of Fisheries and Water Resources. GRTS's Babukar Kamara recounts the trouble the villagers had to go through to get enough water.
Honored with the privileges of a fulfilling president with an honor of a lifetime achievement, these teeming villages of Ndawen in the Central River region welcome a joyous moment, pervading them accessible clean water supply in decades.
The president always says that every 3 months there is something coming up for Gambians to see. And you will observe that during the course of the 49th anniversary, there have been a lot of activities that are going on. It was not only merriment and fanfare going here and there. These are part of the activities of the projects that have been completed during the course. And we are happy that all of them have been inaugurated and handed over to the owners.
Ndawen is one of the areas where really water was a big challenge. The total of this borehole is 64 meters, and as you have seen in the demonstration, they used to have this pulley which is pulled by this, and they were having problems of water going to Senegal and fetching water throughout the day and night. And you have also seen that the animals are also benefiting. So this is going to go a long way in improving their livelihood. The women who spend almost 18 out of the 24 hours to fetch water now would spare that time and spend it on other productive uses.
They are the lasting generations behind, with continuous entrenchment to poverty, as attested under the farm watch of Governor Gagny Touré, revealed instances where water was bought by these villagers in Kermondawen in Senegal. Varying but similar testimonies in recounting these problems whispers prominence for their fair share of the multi-million-dollar project.
We are working in 12 countries in West Africa. Our activities in hydraulics, the Gambia represents around 15% of our activities. That is very wide part among 12 countries. And we are very glad to participate to this fight that is water in rural areas. And we hope that we can continue with the government to do this job.
Providing solar powered system will help the communities to have improved water supply systems, that is potable sources. Most of these communities were using the open wells, and they lack and it affected the health of the communities, the children and the girls as well, because of the lack of appropriate water facilities. This will reduce the cost in terms of government expenditure, in terms of health wise, as well as girls will be also, they'll have more time, spend less time fetching water and then go to school. So basically providing this kind of system is very good in terms of development.
Ndawen, now armed with its prerequisite to sustainable development, survived by their hope in the Jammeh administration and will of sovereignty. Their cattle now enjoys a breeze of fresh water supply, relieving men of good intent from the harassment of stormy weathers, with their sweat pounding at the wells.
It's good to know that, talking about the Millennium Development Goals, which water is part of it, good, healthy and potable drinking water for your population. I think by 2015, this is one of the goals that Gambia will really achieve, because as I'm talking to you, we are almost 85% up.
Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
Senior officials representing a broad range of government departments and representatives of development partners recently took part in a National Sectorial Donor Coordination Consultative Forum held under the auspices of the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. Buba Sise reports participants discussed the problem of duplication and means of minimizing aid transaction costs.
Donor Coordination Consultative Forum, organized by the Government of the Gambia through the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs. The forum brought together Ministries of Finance and Economic Affairs, Agriculture, Health and Social Welfare, Basic and Secondary Education, and the Department of Water Resources, including development partners such as UN agencies and NGOs. The synergy was meant to address the problem of duplication and minimize aid transaction costs through the formation of sectoral donor coordination groups as enshrined in the National Development Blueprints, the Program for Accelerated Growth and Employment, PAGE, Millennium Development Goals, MDGs, and Vision 2020.
From the donor side, we will continue to support capacity building and further facilitate engagement for increased alignment and harmonization. Our support is underpinned by the recognition that ownership and effective leadership of development policies and strategies and coordinated development are critical for the achievement of the MDG, and I must say for the achievement of the PAGE.
The Finance Minister, Keba Esture, said the government is committed to ensuring that duplication and waste are eliminated across all levels of government, especially in project management, while commending the government of the Gambia and UNDP for their support towards the aid coordination.
The government is committed to ensuring that duplication and waste are eliminated across all levels of government, especially in project management. Our goal is to realize maximum positive impact on the lives of our target group, and my ministry is positioning itself to provide the leadership necessary to realize this goal through aid coordination.
The conclave also focused on developing modalities for strengthening and enhancing sector-wide donor coordination in agriculture, health and water resources, thereby providing a platform for sectors to learn from the experience of the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education and best practices in other countries based on the contribution of development partners.
All these macro-level reforms are being complemented by sector-level donor coordination initiatives, such as the Education Sector Donor Consultative and Coordination Group and the Agriculture Country Program approach. Some of these approaches will be showcased today in this forum, and lessons learned will be shared, and where they represent best practice, it is now government policy that such best practice will be replicated in other ministries and sectors.
The forum is expected to foster closer collaboration and mutual accountability with sector development partners, NGOs and private sectors in managing aid resources, and as well promoting the principles and ideals of the Paris Declaration on Aid Effectiveness. Buba SMCC, Grts.
Today is Ash Wednesday, and Christians have started 40 days of fasting, prayer and penance. Their period of intense prayer and devotion culminates on Good Friday, the day when Jesus Christ was said to have been crucified on the cross for the salvation of mankind. Sam Weber has more on the significance of the day and that of the Lenten season.
Ash Wednesday marks the beginning or the first day of the season of Lent, which begins exactly 40 days prior to Easter. Lent is a 40-day liturgical period of prayer and fasting or abstinence and spiritual discipline for Christians, a period when Christians around the world reflect on Jesus' temptation in the wilderness.
Lent is a period wherein really we are strengthened through prayer, through almsgiving, through fasting, to gain strength so that we go back to God and do exactly what He expects from us, to act as children of God. So its significance is really bringing us back to God.
On Ash Wednesday, some Christians could be seen in the streets with ash marks on their foreheads. But what does that really symbolize?
The ashes we use as a symbol of being repentant. And really, with all that goes on, the ashes, yes, they're important in the sense that they bring us, it brings us back to our senses, so to speak, to say we are sinners, we accept we are sinners, and we need forgiveness from God. And that's the reason why even during Mass, you don't have Lord of Mercy, you don't have I confess, because the ashes, this is a sign to say we are repentant, sinners, call it so.
The period of Lent is said to be anchored on the church doctrines of appreciation of God's deeds in joy and not mere wearing of gloomy faces. The pontiffs